Welcome to Immigration Update on the Air. This is a community service program, and it's meant for the general information of all our listeners and viewers from various communities all over the world. But for your specific situation, we advise that you call an immigration expert. Attorney Jack Golan can schedule you for a free consultation by calling him at 213-383-3222. Attorney Jack Golan, now many people perhaps have been here for many years as a green card holder or as residents, but do not really, they're not encouraged to become citizens. Well, some people, for perhaps certain reasons, their properties back home, and they long to go back to the Philippines for a longer period of time and reside there. But what are the advantages or benefits of being a citizen of this country?
There are obvious advantages, and anybody who does not apply for citizenship must have some very, very heavy reasons not to do it. If you are just not encouraged or you are just too lazy, then you are also a little bit foolish. Having a U.S. citizenship means that you can travel in and out of the country as much as you want, and you can stay out of the country as much as you want. Your departures from the United States are not limited. Also, having U.S. citizenship permits you to file petitions for certain relatives, which you cannot do if you are only a green card holder. Also, having a U.S. citizenship makes you eligible for certain employment or certain jobs which you cannot get if you are only a green card holder. And another advantage is that if you have American citizenship, you are eligible to participate in the political process in the United States. You can take part in the elections, either local or federal, and you can be either a candidate and be elected to some official position, or you can vote for some official position. And finally, having American citizenship protects you in case you get involved in some crime, which, had you been only a green card holder, would make you deportable. As long as you are only a green card holder, many crimes, being convicted of many crimes, will make you deportable, and you will lose your green card and will be shipped out of the United States. However, if you are an American citizen and the crime is committed after you obtain the citizenship, then you are protected against losing your status in the United States.
Now, give us the requirements to apply for U.S. citizenship, Attorney Golan.
Requirement number one is that you have a green card. And requirement number two is that you have been a holder of a green card for a certain amount of years. The number of years varies. If you are married to an American citizen, the number of years is 3 years. If you are not married to an American citizen, the number of years is 5 years. So to be eligible for American citizenship, you have to have a green card for at least 5 years or sometimes 3 years. The second requirement or third requirement is that during this period of time of 5 years or 3 years, you must have had physical presence in the United States for at least half the time, which means if you are required to be a green card holder for 5 years, you must have been physically in the U.S. for at least 2.5 years or 30 months. If you are required only to have the green card 3 years, you must have been physically present in the U.S. for at least 1.5 years or 18 months. This physical presence does not need to be continuous. It can be in segments like 3 years, 4 years, 3 months, 4 months, 8 months. but must add up to either 2.5 years or 1.5 years. Also, you cannot be absent from the United States for more than 180 days, or 6 months at one time. The next requirement is that you are a person of good moral character during the 5 years or 3 years, which means that during that time you have not been convicted of any crimes of moral turpitude, which means crimes that are considered nasty crimes. Minor crimes like driving under the influence or jumping a red light are not considered. Those are the basic requirements. There might be some more requirements, but those are the basic requirements.
Related to this issue of citizenship, that's why there are those that were hesitant to apply. It's because they have under the impression that if they have, some secrets and will be revealed during the application process, that they will not be able to make it, and they are already green card holders. Let us now we'll give some of the situations by some of those people who have consulted and would like to listen to your advice. Now, we have a person, and the initial is letter M. He entered as a tourist many years ago. He was able to get a job. In other words, after many years, he was able to get his green card. But in his application before, he said that he was a single, that he's not married. And now that he's thinking of applying for naturalization, he is worried. He doesn't know what to put, whether to put married or single, because he already has a green card and it was approved on the basis that he was a single person. Another situation by this young woman who actually entered also as a tourist. And one day she told me personally that she decided to marry someone. Well, it was an arranged marriage. So she went somewhere in Texas, got married, but after a day or two, she said she applied for annulment. But years passed, and she was able to get a job in an international organization, and now is a green card holder. She even forgot that she married. It is so interesting. But now that she's applying for naturalization, she doesn't know what to do, whether to write single or married, because she was approved as a single woman. And so those are two situations that are very similar. What is the answer and advice for them, Attorney Golan?
Well, the answer, first of all, is a general answer that they need to consult with a lawyer, and the lawyer should be able to make a decision about the effect of the secret on the outcome of the application. Sometimes the secret does not mean much, and sometimes it's very important. And sometimes the lawyer would tell the owner of the secret, you are better off not applying for citizenship. You are better off just staying as you are and don't wake up sleeping dogs. But sometimes the secret is is a meaningless secret. Sometimes the lawyer would say the secret is really a very bad problem. However, we have a remedy, we have a solution for this. You are eligible for a waiver, forgiveness for the secret, or for the sin that you covered with this secret. So it is very difficult to give. It's impossible really to give general advice over the radio, because each case is very different and has to be considered on its own facts. It's a very what we call fact-based situation, fact-based advice. So don't apply for citizenship until you consult with an immigration lawyer and tell all your secrets to the lawyer.
That's right.
The lawyer will be able.
That's right. Never keep a secret from the lawyer, correct, Attorney Golan?
And the lawyer will be able to advise you how how to handle it or how not to handle it at all.
Right, right. Calling Attorney Golan, yes.
I always say that being a lawyer makes you subject to the doctor's oath. You know, all doctors are supposed to take an oath, which begins with a promise never to do any harm. First thing, don't do any harm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the same as lawyer. First thing, don't do harm, which means don't file an application that will end up with harm, with damage to the applicant, to your client.
That's right. Please call Attorney Jack Golan for free consultation. That's 213-383-3222. And before we end this segment, there's just one particular situation from one of our listeners with regards to his application also for naturalization. Apparently, he has submitted his application and is waiting for a call. He has already had a fingerprint, but just recently, he was arrested. DUI, drunken, driving with under the influence. So what does it mean, Attorney Golan? What does he do after this?
Well, he should really wait for the interview and disclose it at the time of the interview. Okay, and what it really means, what will really happen is that the immigration officer will either deny the application or hold it in abeyance until the traffic case is resolved, because it will depend on what will happen in the criminal court with the traffic case, and there is a possibility that they will simply deny this case. And will tell the person to reapply after a certain period of time. But for sure, he should not keep it in secret from the immigration officer, because what may happen is that he will maybe can slip between the cracks and get his citizenship, even though he has this criminal case hanging over his head. But later on, they may very well come back and take away citizenship and also try and deport him. So it's a very bad idea to lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll wait for the interview and tell the truth to the immigration officer. And the worst thing that can happen is that you will be instructed to reapply after a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm. You've just heard from Attorney Jack Golan, representing the Popkin, Shamir, and Golan law offices, and his telephone number for free consultation is 213-383-3222. The address of the office, 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1918, Los Angeles, California. We'll be back for more immigration update on the air for all our listeners around the world.